everyone out there. My name is Dora and you're welcome to Adora's Zone. Today I'll be talking about Dean, the guy we all know as Justin Dean. And in case you don't know him, I'm talking about KORA's husband, because before he got married to KORA, we never knew him. I, for one, never knew who Justin Dean was. I've never heard of that name. Like, he doesn't ring a bell in the social media world. It doesn't. So, all thanks to KORA, who brought him to the limelight. And now my point about this guy is the recent video he just did. You know, the one he talked about KORA being a millionaire and then renting a one-bedroom apartment. Sometimes I ask myself, who is actually advising this boy? Now, I call him a boy because he doesn't have one single behavior of a matured man. He doesn't behave like a full-grown man. He behaves like a boy. Listen. Right from the very beginning of this whole KORA and Justin's family marital problem and all that, I used to be on the side of Justin. I was on his side initially. And why was I on his side? Because I thought he was actually the one being maligned. I thought he was actually the one being bullied. I thought he was the real victim in this whole drama. I thought KORA is actually the narcissist and she's using her social media power and influence and wealth and all of that to bully and intimidate this guy into silence. So when Justin came out to talk initially about how KORA has been maltreating him and all of that, I took sides with him, pitying him, thinking, oh, is it because she has money? So is it because she's a woman? You know, so when she talks, everybody's going to take sides, everyone is going to believe her, everyone is going to just dance to her tune. Is it because of this, because of that? So I took sides with Justin. But the very first time I began to doubt this whole Justin story was when he said that he needed to do a DNA because he doubted the paternity of the children or the child, which of them. Only for him to turn around and say, oh no, these kids are mine, 100% mine. He's sorry for what he said. I said, oh, no. That was when I said, no, Justin, you don't take us for a fool. If you want us to believe you, you should come out plain. You should be able to present your facts rightly. Don't say a thing today and tomorrow you're saying another. You're talking to adults, for God's sake. You're talking to babies in kindergarten here. So if you say a thing, you should be able to hold on to it. And then the next thing, Justin started to spiral out of control. Blabbing every time he comes on air. Saying different things. Saying things that will spoil the image of KORA. Saying things that will malign her name. Saying, just talking, nagging. He was actually nagging. Every time he comes on air is to nag and then to seek to attract for public sympathy. Like when he uses words such as, you know, my social media people stand by me, support me. For Christ's sake, if you need support, you do not need to ask for it. You do not need to beg for it. You don't have to market yourself for support. Your story is going to be the one to convince us to support you. It's your story that will make us to turn around and say, okay, I think Justin is in the right and KORA is in the wrong. All we need from you is proof that yes, you're actually the victim here, or yes, what you're saying is actually true. Not come to social media and ask us to support you. Who does that? If you have an issue against KORA, like you said, you want to take her to court and all that, take the bloody case to court and let the court decide. Don't come and be making noise on air and be distracting everybody from what they are doing. For the past how many weeks now, it's KORA and Justin's case that has been dominating the airwaves. Yes, and if it must dominate because it's a trending news, everybody wants to capitalize on it. But for Christ, they tell us what we should be hearing as the truth so that we know exactly if to support you or not. I'm talking to you, Justin. And all of a sudden, just when I thought this whole thing was dying down, Justin, you turn around again just yesterday. And now you are saying you thought KORA is a millionaire. Why should she go and rent a one-bedroom apartment? Are you kidding me, Justin? Don't you have the sense of savings? Don't you have the sense of investment? Don't you know what it is to keep money for your children? Because they're going to have a future tomorrow? I very well doubt if KORA is on social benefits in the US. I very, very well doubt if the government is giving her money for anything. That's why she slays up and down, morning and night, on social media just to make a living, to get money, because she knows she has a responsibility. And as a typical African girl that KORA is, she said, oh no, even though I am a millionaire, even though I have money running through my nose, I am not going to just splash it out on just any big luxury building, because in the first place, renting a luxury building just because you want to impress the social media or you want to have a big name is not an investment, for Christ's sake. How does Justin think? It's not an investment. That is just unnecessary show off. And the social media that you are trying to impress does not give a hoot about that. From the look of things, it's just very obvious now that Justin is the baby here and KORA is the adult. It's very, 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 very clear now that KORA is the more matured one. In all of this, he's ranting and nagging and talking and complaining on air and off air, because I'm very sure that the one he's showing us on air is not as much as the one he's nagging on his pillow in his bedroom. KORA has just been silent. KORA has just been giving him the silent treatment back to back. And that is one of the reasons why Justin is angry. Like, he can't believe that this girl can actually be ignoring me, which is making her look like the bigger person. Like, Justin he's a bit shocked. He's a bit surprised, because I can tell you that what Justin planned from the very start of this whole misunderstanding is not what he's getting. The way he planned this whole thing to go, it's not the direction it's going into. He actually wanted to break this girl. That is correct breaking. Break her. Depress her. He wanted to sow in that seed of depression and anxiety in her, that she won't be able to talk again in public. She won't be able to speak. She won't be able to come out. She will not be confident again in herself. He wanted to destroy this girl's confidence, destroy her morale, destroy everything that gives her joy. He wanted to destroy it. But guess what? This girl at her age, man, she is damn too strong. She does not care what everybody's saying, let alone what the Justin boy is saying. She doesn't care. To her, in fact, this whole publicity thing is even a plus on her side. Because if you know the amount of people that have rushed to subscribe to her page in the recent times, that's times how many of money that is going into her account. So Justin, exactly what are you doing? I said it before in one of my videos that if he calls himself a doctor, we never knew him as a doctor before now. Okay, fine, you're a doctor, we agree. Shebi, KORA has given you the fame. Why don't you use that fame? Use that platform that you have now built, or you have now gotten. I won't say built, because someone built it for you, someone did the job for you. But use that platform that you now have to promote yourself, promote your skills, promote your expertise, promote your career. Even if you don't have a career, promote yourself. Just leave the girl alone. Move on with your life. Have a life apart from talking about KORA. Have a life. Forget about this. He's beginning to talk more like a woman. Even some women don't even talk as much as this, which is a big example now. KORA, she's not talking as much as this Justin boy is just talking. For you to come out and say how she calls herself a millionaire, why is she now going to rent a one-bedroom apartment? Because she is more sensible and more reasonable than you. It's now very obvious, Justin, that you're just living for public applause. You're just living because you want to satisfy people. You just want to live this luxurious life. It doesn't matter. You want to be popping champagne every day. You want to be washing your hands with the champagne. You want to be washing your face with the champagne. You want to live a big life. You want to be touring the whole world. And for Christ's sake, you don't make me call Torah. KORA is a typical African girl with sense, with brain. From what she has done now, it's a very, 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 very big lesson for many, many, many young girls, especially African girls, to tap from. Know it that this life is not all about human hair and makeup and big bum and big butts. Be sensible, be wise. Try to live below your income. Live below your means. Think more on how to spend less and save more. Invest more for your future. Especially when the family is involved. Especially when you have kids in the equation. KORA is very intelligent to have done this. Honestly, if I were her, that's the same thing I would have done. I don't care how many people would think, oh, why would you go and have a 1-bedroom apartment when, for Christ's sake, it's only KORA and her kids. It's just her and the 2 babies. If she decides, yeah, 1 room is enough for me and my kids because I want to bond more with them, I want to be closer with them, I want to sleep with them in the same room, it's fine. Who knows? She might decide to get a bigger apartment as the children grow. But for now, if that's what she wants to go for, Justin, I would advise you to just step out of the way and look for how to improve yourself and stop all this nagging. You nag like a pregnant woman. Stop all this nagging and just move on with your life. It's becoming too childish. It's becoming too childish. A lot of people that were even on the side of Justin from the beginning, I'm beginning to see them, their comments. They're now beginning to get tired of this whole Justin talking, nagging. You come out and you use 5 minutes to drag one sentence. Like, have a life, for Christ's sake. Just move on. Just move on. If you haven't learned anything from what KORA has just done, you should learn that KORA is not, she's not dumb. She's a smart woman. She's a smart woman who knows that social media life might just end tomorrow. Social media might not be a permanent thing. Who knows? Okay, look at some months back when there was a complete blackout on all social media platforms. I think that was especially Facebook and Instagram and even YouTube. These social medias, they just completely blacked out for hours. Everybody was surprised. We were all shocked, but we didn't know what exactly was happening. When the whole thing was restored, I said to myself, can you imagine? Just a few hours and everybody was shaking. Imagine if this thing now comes, like if it's now a permanent thing that, okay, they say, okay, no more social media, no more Facebook, no more Instagram, no more. A lot of social media influencers and brand ambassadors and content creators that have just been depending on social media, a lot of them will be hungry. A lot of them will kill themselves because that is the only means of income they have. But I'm very sure KORA, being a smart person, felt, no, I can't put all my money just to rent a house at the expense of what? Of my kids? Those children are growing very fast. Before you know it now, you're talking about college. Where does the money come from? As far as I'm concerned now, KORA is a single mom. And the way I see this thing, I doubt if Justin is going to play any role financially in this children's life. The way I see him is just like someone that just wants to be giving, not to give. He wants to be giving. He wants to receive. And Justin, what's your business if she just rented a 1-room apartment? Like, are you moving in there? You said you're not continuing again. So what's your problem? Just move on, Justin. Move on. Be the man that you claim to be. Move on. A lot of men in your condition, in your shoes now would have just moved on with their lives. Because they would have even said, oh, thank God, safe. I don't have any responsibility. Let me see how I can just build myself. Now she has the kids. Let her hold the kids. Let me do my thing. But instead, you're at home like sitting like a pregnant woman, nagging every time. This is all shades of wrong, man. You are not acting your age. Grow up, Justin, and be that man that you claim to be. See you guys next time.